guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with my book pages. I saw a lovely idea on Maremi SmallArt's channel where she kind of painted over and she made these beautiful kind of, yeah, like focal point in itself really, just from the book page. So I thought we would do some and we'd use them as like little journal cards, you know, to use in our journals. So I've got these book pages. Now these are slightly smaller than, or, you know, quite a bit smaller than regular book pages. So these are 4.5 by 6.5. So yeah, 4.5 by 6.5. So they're, you know, they're quite a bit smaller than I would say, you know, normal size book pages. Which I thought would be perfect for this because I'm wanting to use them as journal cards. But of course you could use, you know, whatever size that you fancied. You could use bigger ones, and then what you could do is of course trim them down to, you know, to make a smaller size. I thought these were quite good because they are already at the size, if you see what I mean. So I'm not going to have to trim these down at all. They're already, you know, they're already quite slim. So I'm going to glue two together first of all. You know, I know we talk about this all the time, but I just think, you know, book pages, they're not particularly thick. So you do need to kind of like reinforce them. Now, I have to say, they're still not particularly, you know, rigid. They're not going to be like a rigid journal card. Obviously, if you wanted to make a rigid journal card, you could either back them onto, you know, some more card. You know, some plain card or something. You could kind of obviously glue more than two together. Or, you know, you could obviously kind of put something in between them if you wanted to have kind of, you know, the pretty book page showing on both sides and then kind of paint over it. So, you know, there are kind of options that you could do if you wanted, wanted them thicker. Oh my goodness, I'm not doing well with my sticking down. Hold on a second. This is not going well, is it? I mean, we're only just the start of the video and already I'm finished up. Oh! What's going on with me? Can't actually glue this together for the life of me today. Right, let's just glue those. Now, this is where I'm wishing that I had obviously done all my gluing up front, because then I wouldn't be having this issue, would I? I would have obviously already done this. But I thought, oh, well, let's do it all together because, you know, and I know I've talked about this before, sometimes when I'm watching videos, you know, they maybe miss out, you know, a part of the video that I actually would have really liked to see, you know, because they assume that you kind of know what they're doing. And, you know, sometimes I don't know what they're doing, you know, and then I kind of, they suddenly flick back in kind of thing. And, you know, I'm like, oh, I wonder how they did that. Or, you know, I wonder how they did that bit. So that's why I like to try and, you know, try and film everything, because then I think you don't have any of that. But yes, of course, I could have probably just done one or two of these and then not sat here with the whole bunch, which is probably pretty tedious. So I do apologise for that. Right, let's just go round. So I'm just using my Fabri-Tac here. No particular reason really, but just that was the glue that I had to hand. So I'm just using that. And I have to say, actually, that's why partly I'm struggling to kind of move these at all, because it's not a very slidey glue. I mean, it's a little bit slidey, probably better than a glue stick, but it's not particularly slidey. So, you know, you kind of only really get a couple of chances to glue it down properly. You know, it's not like the wet glue where you get, you know, a lot of time for moving it around. This, I would say, is not, you know, not like that. Okay, right. So, yeah. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay. Just glue this down. So I'm probably being like really over ambitious, you know, doing loads of these, thinking I'm going to get all of these done, because it's highly unlikely, to be honest. But, you know. And of course, you know, you don't have to use these as journal cards. You know, you could use these as pockets. I mean, I just thought that journal cards would be quite nice for this, but you know, you could use them as pockets. You don't have to use them as journal cards. So just glue this together. Okay, right, I'll make this the last one, and then yeah, we'll kind of get making one. So, well, hopefully making more than one. So yeah, glue this one together quickly like that. Okie dokie. Right. Okay, right, spread your glue out. And yeah, let's move those out of the way. Okay, so what I've done, I've brought along a selection of paints. Now, again, because I was inspired by Maremi SmallArt, and, you know, she obviously is a, you know, brilliant sort of creative artist, isn't she? So she, you know, tends to go for paints and things. Paints, for me, they're a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm far more comfortable with, you know, just gluing paper down. But I just wanted to kind of give this a try because hers looked so, so pretty when they were finished. So I'm going to use this lovely sage green. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so boring because I don't have an abundance of paints. And actually, I saw some the other day in the range that was so cheap for a whole massive, massive pack of, oh, I can't tell you how many there were, but loads of different colours anyway, of acrylic paint. So, yeah, I'm going to treat myself, I think. So that I've got different ones, because I realised this must be pretty tedious watching me use the same old colours every time. Now, I'm going to apply this, I think, with my big paintbrush. So I'm just moving, or just, yeah, mixing this in a bit. Now, I've not mixed it completely because I want to have, you know, not streaky, but yeah, kind of some different looks. So I'm just going to go over like that, just pretty lightly with the paint. So that's that one. Right, let's do kind of different coloured ones so it's a bit more interesting for you to watch. So I'm going to use this colour green now, just because obviously I've used green already. So let's, you know, let's put a little dash of that green in. I'm going to use a bit more white again. Okay, so, oops. Probably need to dab my table down. I'm not too worried because the back of these, you know, because we're going to be using these as journal cards, we're going to paint the back anyway, or gesso over it or something. So, you know, it doesn't really matter if it gets mixed up. But, oh my goodness, that's very, very dark, isn't it? Okay. I mean, I could probably water these down, to be perfectly honest. That would perhaps have been better idea, but anyway, we'll just go with that. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous colour is that! So yeah, now like I say, I mean, mine are not obviously actually resembling Marta's at all. Hers were way, way, way paler than this, but you know, I'm just always really drawn to colour, so I think this is kind of nice to do with colour. Right, I'm just going to use this now because obviously, oops, it's on my paintbrush. Oh dear, in danger of getting this everywhere. So messy, so messy. Right, so yeah, we've got a much paler one here. Oops, like that. Now again, I'm just kind of putting paint roughly. I want to have definite book page elements showing, if you see what I mean. So I don't want to kind of like cover it completely because, you know, I think the book page is really nice to be there on show. Right, I've been really extravagant with my paint, but again, you know, sometimes this is just how it is. When you're doing videos, you know, you haven't got time to be stopping and starting. Well, I guess some people do have, but I'm thinking they don't perhaps upload a video every day. So, you know, if you kind of just upload a video once a week, you could probably take really quite a long time doing each video. And then obviously you could then, you know, clean up between and, you know, make your table look pretty and all of that kind of stuff. But if you're kind of uploading every day, you haven't really got time to be doing all that. So, yeah. Anyway. And hey, I think there's kind of like a, you know, a, what's the word? You know, a call for all of these styles. You know, I think some people like to see, you know, fast-paced crafting, which is what I would say that we kind of do, is like fast-paced crafting because we're doing different things all the time, you know, and a huge variety of different things. Oh, let's do a brown one. You know, and obviously there's a market for, you know, beautiful, lovely, not time consuming, but, you know, much more well prepared projects. Right, decided better method would be to put these in separate piles and, yeah, kind of mix them like that, I think. So, oops. Let's get a whole bunch more white going on. Okay, so, yeah, quite like how that looks. Okay. You know, and I mean, I say this all the time, but when I think inspired, you know, I don't mean replicate. You know, I really do mean take inspiration from, and, you know, from that inspiration comes whatever project you yeah, feel inspired to do, or, you know, comes off the back of that. So, you know, just because mine is now looking vastly different to Maremi SmallArt, it was still inspired by her original, you know, her original idea. So, you know, I think kind of inspiration is, right, I'm going to try and be a little bit more frugal with this because I'm being really extravagant. Yeah, inspiration takes all forms, doesn't it? And, you know, like I say, it's kind of what's evolved from just seeing. Right, let's take that and then just take the tiniest bit of the blue. I said the tiniest bit of the blue. Look, still hugely blue. They're very concentrated. You know, these are acrylic paints, and, you know, I'm no painter, you know, a bit like the sewing machine. I'm no seamstress. So exactly the same with the paint, you know, painting, it's, well, not a new skill. I wouldn't even say it's a skill. It's just something I kind of, I like to play around with, but yeah, not trying to profess myself as any kind of painter or anything like that. So I'm sure that, you know, lots of you are thinking, oh my goodness, what's she doing? And I do apologise because, you know, I always get then loads of comments saying, oh, you should have done this or you should have done that. And I'm really sorry if I'm, you know, offending people with my shoddy methods. But, you know, I honestly don't think it matters. I think the finished result is what we're going for here. And hopefully the finished result will just be beautiful, no matter how we got there. Right, okay, so that is that. Now, let's keep a couple of wet wipes out, I think. Although, to be honest, I probably have now finished with the paint, I think. So, yeah, let me just put the wipes away. I'm just wondering whether this one is looking less less patchy. So I'm thinking perhaps we should top the paint up on this one. What do we think? Should we try that? Let's try and just add a bit of, oh yeah, let's have a bit of the blue mixed in. Oh gosh, now I'm thinking, let's just have a bit of the dark blue round. Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness me, look at this. That looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? Right. Liking those drag marks that the brush just kind of made. Right, okay. So, yep, let's clean the desk again. And then I'm just going to get my heat tool and just dry off the paint. So let's just wipe that down. Okay, right, let's just quickly dry off the paint. Okay, so I mean, obviously, you know, the wrinkles and things that are there, they're going to be much less visible once it's dry. So obviously at the moment it's quite saturated. It's got the glue, you know, where we glued the book pages together. It's then got the paint. You know, there's quite a lot of kind of wet stuff gone on these. So you just want to kind of dry them off a bit. Oh, I'm trying to spot where the brown one is. Can't see it at the moment. It's kind of like got lost somewhere. Obviously slid off. Oh, there it is. I'd put it on the lids of the, not on the lids, but yeah, well, yeah, on the tops of the paint bottles, and it just had fallen down. Right, okay. Bit more. Okay, right. Okay, nearly done. Okay, I mean, like I say, they're quite sort of soggy really because they've got quite a bit of stuff on them. So yeah, they probably, you know, probably could have done with kind of drying for a couple more minutes in the heat tool because this one's a little bit soggy. Well, they're all a bit soggy really, but hey, let's just crack on anyway. So should we do, oh, I'm wondering now which ones to do. Should we do the brown one as well? So that we've got kind of 3 very different looks. That brown one looks quite soggy still. So we've got 3 very different looks. So I'm thinking, now I've got here my photograph printables. So we have used these recently in something else where I've printed them onto this vellum. So I'm just going to cut them down. Okay, so yeah, let's just cut a couple down. Yes, darling. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, my daughter is home from school today, so she just needed something. Right, okay, so we have got these photographs here printed on vellum. So I was in the middle of cutting those out. And then actually, whilst I was, you know, sorting out my daughter, there was something else that I'd forgotten to do. So I printed out a couple of my large images. So the large images, I printed them 2 to a page. So obviously you normally get them 2 to a page this way round, so they would be much bigger. But I thought actually for this project, I think these would be, you know, the right size. So I've got a flower here, or a couple of flowers here. And again, Marta, she did use, I think she used flowers for some of hers anyway. So I'm going to just quickly cut around this. Now, I'm really not going to kind of spend too long doing this. So I probably will not make a very good job of cutting around this. But yeah, just going to cut around as quick as I can. Oh, sorry about that. It's just going to be one of those days, I think. Right, okay, so let's just quickly take our vellum photographs. I'm really just loving the vellum at the moment. And as I say all the time, this is not actually vellum. It is tracing paper. It's a thicker quality tracing paper to, you know, that you perhaps would ordinarily buy. Not that I know what thickness tracing paper people normally buy, but definitely it's pretty thin, isn't it, normally? So this is a thicker quality than that. I think this is 100 GSM, or it could even be 110. It's quite thick anyway. But I'm thinking that these would look really pretty on here. So I'm sure I must have one more. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I thought these would look really pretty on here. So let's just take these round or down. Quickly cut these out. Okie dokie. Okay, right. So aren't they just lovely? There's something about the vellum. It's just, oh, such a really pretty pretty finish. I'm so sorry. My paint's now dropping all over the place. Right, okay, now I don't know which one I want on which, so let's just move my hot glue gun out the way. Struggling for space here, so I do apologise. Oh, she's quite pretty on that one. Oh, she's lovely on that one. She's lovely on that one. Oh, he's lovely on that one. Yeah, definitely prefer him on there. She, I think, looks pretty anywhere, to be honest. Just want to check I'm getting these on the right, oh, perhaps like that, on the right papers. Yeah, maybe like that. Or maybe this one is not the right photo because perhaps it needs to be slightly darker, you know, to show up sufficiently. Or perhaps we use this one. Okay, so just quickly trim this down. And on these photos, I think you get 3 different you know, not copies, but, you know, you get different sizes. So you get a page with 8 pictures, which is this size, and then you also get a page with obviously smaller ones. Sorry, not smaller, larger ones. So just 4 to a page. So yeah, but obviously they would have been too big for this. So I'm thinking this would be just right for this one. Right, I'm just inking around the edges of my vellum. Now I probably am going to ink around the book page as well. I don't know whether I'm going to ink around the edge of that vellum, to be honest, because it's very dark. So to be honest, you know, probably not much point. I don't want to waste my time inking when I don't need to. Right, let's do these one at a time then, because otherwise they're going to be kind of, you know, a little bit tricky to do. So we're going to kind of have them like this. Now, well, I say like this, we might not have them all in the centre, I suppose, or perhaps we could have her off to the side. No, I quite like her in the centre. Now I'm thinking to apply the vellum, I'm going to use some glue, and then I'm going to put, I think, little pearly corners over the top of where the glue is. Do I want to do that? I don't know, that might make it a bit too bulky. Yeah, perhaps that's, oh no, now lost that corner. Yeah, that might make it a bit too bulky, so perhaps I won't do that. Let's just see. I'm loving using these little flower trims at the moment, so yeah, I might have to use some of those, and then I might also have to use from my stamps, which I've definitely had these in my shop. Again, I don't know whether they're still in my shop, so I do apologise if they're not. But I'm thinking a corner from here. Maybe this one, my favourite of these. So yeah, right, let me get my stamp block, which is filthy, so I do apologise for that. Oh, just terrible at not looking after my stamps. So yeah, not a good stamp looker after her. Right, I'm just having a look through my stays on quickly, deciding which colour to use. Do we want to just be boring and just use black? I mean, to be honest, I think you can't beat black. You know, personally, I always really like black. So, yeah, I think I'm going to use the black now. Oops. Should we glue her down first, actually, so she's no longer moving around? So, right, let's just take my Fabri-Tac. I just want to glue this down here. Okay. Like that. Okay, so I've just glued her, oops, just glued her in those corners, or yeah, in the corners, you know, because I think that's probably enough to hold her. And I don't mind her not being completely glued down, if you see what I mean. Right, now I'm just going to take my corner stamp. Okay. Should probably stamp that off just to make sure, because it was very coloured and I didn't know what I'd used last time, but I thought I'd best clean that off just in case. Oh my goodness, I love a corner stamp, I have to say. Always do love a corner stamp. So yeah, just always looks so pretty, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, how yummy and lovely does that look? Loving it already. Now, going to ink up around the edges. Maybe even round the corners, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, it probably doesn't even need the corners rounding, if I'm truthful. It probably looks okay with them as they are. Right. Now, I'm going to try and... Oh, I was going to say I'm going to try and be very arty here with my black pen. Not black pen, black pencil. But I've not gessoed over this, and so now I'm thinking, that's going to be a struggle, isn't it? Because it's not going to, you know, blend in very well. Right, I hope I don't regret this and it just look a really big mess. Possibly will. But I'm just going to go in slightly. Okay, right, now I'm going to take my wet wipe, I think, and just try and pull that out a little bit. Okay. Like that. So that's a black watercolour pencil. It's just from a little set, and actually I have to say I've got a whole bunch of different colours, but the one that I always use is the black one. So yeah, next time I could do with just buying a, you know, a black set really. So as I have plenty of the black ones, but anyway, we'll just go down. Okay, so we've just got, you know, some shading going on there in the corner. That looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Okay, and then do we want to have anything else on there coloured, or do we want to keep this quite, you know, neutrally, not monotone? Well, I guess monotone, I suppose, yeah. Or do we want to add another colour? I mean, yeah, I'm thinking these, obviously. Obviously, I was thinking these little rosebuds, which were just loitering about. And I thought, well, would we like to add them? I mean, it looks quite nice without them. It's looking quite vintage, isn't it? Having said that, I do really like them. So, and they're just my favourite thing to be using at the moment, to be fair. So, yeah, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we use them? So maybe something like that. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Yeah, really, really love them. So I'm just going to hot glue this down. Now, again, I don't really need to use hot glue, but I'm just, you know, doing this for speed and to be, yeah, super quick. So one there. Oops, which way up is the right way? I think this way. To be honest, I'm never really too sure which is the right way and which is the wrong way with these. It's got to be said. Oops. Oh dear. Right, that one. And then this one we'll just have up that top, not corner, but, you know, top corner of the photo, I suppose. So, like that. Okay. Oh my goodness. How pretty is this looking? I absolutely love it. I have to say, it looks just really, really, really yummy. Now, I have got some of my paper ruffles here, and I'm just wondering, oh no. I just thought, oh, I'm going to just try one of these, but yeah, thinking, what? They look awful there. But they were just kind of on the desk from a different project, and I thought, well, perhaps it's worth just trying one. Yeah, probably not on there anyway. But I just wanted to try them. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that looks just gorgeous as it is. And then on the back, just going to go over that. Well, I was going to use gesso, but actually I'm just going to use white paint because that's what is here. So, oh my goodness, talk about overload of paint. Right, I haven't cleaned my paintbrush now. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I suddenly then noticed that my phone had run out of storage. So yeah, all you missed was I painted the back with the white. So it's got little bits of blue on there because my brush was still dirty. But yeah, that's all I did. So that's that. Now it is curling up. Obviously it's curling up because it's wet at the moment. And on top of being quite soggy, it's, oh, what do you call it? Yeah, thin, so soggy and thin. So, you know, once it's dry, it will be maneuverable. Yeah, anyway, I will be able to obviously put it under a pile of books or whatever, you know, to flatten it and squash it, and then it will lay flat. So, yeah, I'm not kind of worried or anything. So, right, this one was the next one that I pulled in to do while the camera was kind of off. Again, just pulled in that ruffle because it's still sat there and I'm thinking, oh, shall I see if I can use it? But yeah, I don't think I can really. But anyway, let's have a look and see what else we could put with him. So Right. Oh, quite liking that, to be honest. So again, I'm going to do, I think, the corners, just because, you know, I do really love a corner, it's got to be said. Now, I've also got this big clock, which, I mean, now I'm venturing off and veering off completely away from, you know, from Marta's video. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I must not veer off at this point. So, oh, it's very hard to stick with things, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, my goodness, I can't see now. Oh, time to buy some new blocks. I did buy some stamp cleaner. I think I did say this, but it was quite time consuming, to be honest, to try and clean all my stamps. And I can't even remember whether I tried to clean the blocks off. It's got to be truthful. But yeah, I'm pretty abysmal when it comes to looking after my stamping blocks. Right, so we've got him there. Now I'm just going to take maybe 1 or 2 labels from my Junk Journal Basics collection. Just because actually these look the right sort of colour. That was a bigger one, again, from the Junk Journal Basics collection. But yeah, let's just take these couple and see how these look. So, right. Oh, I'm so sorry as well if my voice is sounding weird. I've got a cold at the moment. Touch wood, I'm feeling a bit better now. You know, earlier on in the week I was not feeling great, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. But
Probably from me.
yeah, probably from my daughter who's passed her germs around. So maybe something like that. Again, keeping it very, very simple. I don't want to kind of overdo these. You know, I just want to kind of go with very basic decorating. So like that. Okay. And yeah, put him down like that. And yeah, let's put the frame now. Again, just going to be, oops, super lazy and use, oh no, now look what I've done. Oh dear. Not good. It's just dropped into my distress ink. Oh, right, hopefully it's okay, but yes, could do with obviously not doing that again. Right, let's put a new glue stick in. Oh no, this is where I find I've got no glue sticks left. Oh my goodness, this is turning into a nightmare video. Absolute nightmare video. Right, hold on. Right, finally got another glue stick now. Right, we now should quickly glue the frame down. Oh dear. Honestly, so much for, oh, I've not got time to glue the book pages together. I've now stopped the video like 3 times, 4 times, I don't know, numerous amounts of times anyway. So yeah, not good planning on my part. Right, like that, and then just the label, I think, there, just going to the side. Do we want the label on? Because now I'm like, oh, perhaps I prefer it without the label. I'm just going to do the bit of black shading, so I might do it right round here, so round the edge of that frame and down the side of here. I was going to obviously put it, you know, this side, just because, you know, I've talked about this before. I don't know whether it's because I'm right-handed, but just everything I try and always put on the right. So yeah, it was obviously my natural preference was to have stuff on the right. But hey, I've gone with the left now. So just going to try and drag that out a bit, so as we get some sort of shaded type looks going on. Okay, that looks good. Maybe just a bit more. I don't like that edge very much, but oh well. Right, let's just try this again. Oh dear. Don't know as I'm making a very good job of this now. It was going okay, and then yeah, suddenly now it's not, but okay. Right, don't like what I've done here. It's kind of mucked it up. But yeah, aside from that, I was quite happy with it. Now, do we want the label or don't we? So I'm just going to try the label on there. Obviously, the label would cover up that rubbish bit of shading that I just did. So, you know, from that point of view, the label is kind of a winning look because it's disguising stuff. So, yeah, perhaps we should have the label. Now I've got a black bow here, which is just kind of drawing me in. So I might perhaps we should have a black bow. Oh, I quite like it at the bottom. Or we could have it like right at the top. That's quite cool, isn't it? Oh, I quite like it like that. And actually I've also got these black words, which we could have just something like that. Believe in your dreams. That's quite nice on there, to be honest. Otherwise it just looks a little bit plain. So these are the black words from my shop. So yeah, just thinking, pop that down there. It just lifts it slightly. Otherwise it was looking a little bit, you know, just kind of lacking something, wasn't it? Now, round the edge, do we want to go with, these are the two choices, okay? We could do black stays on around the edge, so we'd have a black border, or we could do gold. I think black, to be honest. So I'm just going to get different stays on because this one's my much newer one and I don't want too juicy when I'm doing this. So I just like to go round the edge with the black stays on, or, you know, whatever colour stays on that you're using. And just go round the edge like that. Okay, and like that. Okay. Now I quite like it when you get like odd bits that sort of dab on into the, you know, more into the page, if that makes sense. So just go around again and try and do that a bit more. Now this is probably not showing up because it's on this black mat. So let me put something white behind it to just kind of show you a bit more. Hopefully you can kind of see that black outline actually does show up quite a lot, you know, when it's not on the black background. Which has made quite a bit of difference, I think, to that, because it was looking a little bit kind of plain, and that's just made, you know, all the difference, I think. So let's just pop that down there like that. Oh, we did not paint the back of this, so we just need to quickly paint the back of this to use as a journal card. So again, just putting down a bit of white paint. Just grab my brush. Okay. So that's your journaling space. Oh gosh, what an idiot. Look, just dabbed it all over that bow. Oh well, never mind. Right. So yeah, that's that one. Isn't it gorgeous? Now I have gone over slightly with the white, but again I can go back around that with the black again in a minute. So yep, that's that one. Okay, let's do probably time for just one more. Shall we do this one with the bluey green, just because I was loving how that looked? So yeah, should we do that one? And I'm thinking let's do the same. So we're going to stick with the same kind of elements, so using the corner stamp again. And these corner stamps, like I say, they're in my shop. And when I say my shop, I mean on my website. So the shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website, not my Etsy shop. Yeah, physical products I tend to be listing on my website these days. So, yep, if you are looking, and I'm so sorry that I kind of say all these things, it's just because if I don't, I do get messages with people saying, oh, I wish you'd say, you know, where you get things, you know, in your videos. So yeah, I'm not kind of trying to go for the hard sell, but I do get obviously lots of messages afterwards, you know, or emails afterwards saying, where did you get that, or where, you know, where can I find that? Right, so loving her on there. Doesn't she just look gorgeous? Now, I'm kind of thinking for this one, I might even put some gold on. Oh, I don't know now. Yeah. Straight away, I'm now like, oh, maybe not. Maybe the gold's a bit much. I have got this paper ruffle, which I'm thinking, it's quite nice. Quite a good, you know, quite a good colour match, isn't it, with the paper. The only thing is, obviously, these paper ruffles, I mean, it's quite flimsy, as you can see, but obviously this is very flimsy because this is just book page. So possibly going with kind of something that's stiffening it to that level, you know, is perhaps not the best idea. Oh my goodness, how yummy does that look? So may have to do that. Shall we stick her down? You know, I know I say this all the time, but I do honestly find it really, really easy, or really much easier once something has been attached to the page. All the time that things are still movable, guess what? I do just move them. So, you know, and sometimes not intentionally, but they just have a habit of moving. So yeah, to try and get it kind of like actually stuck down, I find very helpful, because then, you know, I can no longer be moving it around. So, right, the only thing that's a bit of a shame is obviously that blob of glue there. It's very, you know, noticeable there on the dark blue, but, you know, that just, yeah, it is what it is. So, you know, we just have to kind of go with it. Now, I'm thinking maybe some of these little red roses, or maybe some in pink if I've got some. Oh no, I've only got one in pink maybe. Oh, would you believe it? I only appear to have one in pink. Oh, that's so annoying. I wonder if I've got some more anywhere. You know, laying around or hidden, buried somewhere. I don't know what's going on. Oh dear, no, can't see anywhere. Perhaps I too am out of those, although I thought I did have some left, but just having a quick check. Oh, I've got these yellow ones. Now I have to say I'm not convinced about yellow with this, but it's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, well, actually, it's the type of thing that I do like, but to be honest, I'd then find I could never use it. Although, actually, I've got a yellow rose there. Not really the same colour yellow, but yeah, probably not, because, like I said, I would then find myself thinking, oh, you know, I can't use that. It looks really weird, and it kind of wouldn't really match with anything else that I would do, but. Let's just see. I've got these green flowers. No. I was very excited to do this one. I thought, oh, let's do this one. Now this is the one I'm struggling with the most. I mean, again, I'm just pulling in the paper ruffles, even though I've rejected it and said no, not a sensible idea. Just going to cut this one down slightly. Just kind of like round it slightly there. Okay. I just don't know now. What do we think? Let me try that with the roses, kind of like with it. Oh, I can't decide with this. This one's stumping me. And sometimes it's like that, isn't it? You know, the ones that you can't wait to do, that you think are going to be like your favourite ones, actually then turn out to be the worst ones. You know, the ones that you have the biggest nightmare doing. I mean, yeah, that's all very colour clashy, isn't it, now? It's looking like, well, I don't know what it's looking like, to be honest, but yeah, probably not great if I'm truthful. So yes, probably that's not a brilliant look. Let's have a look at these. Oh, I've got some of these gorgeous flowers. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's what it was needing. What do we think to that? I know that is very blue, you know, it's kind of like, but I do quite like it. I'm wondering whether we could just add a red there as well. Although that, again, we might be going really colour clashy again, but should we just see? Again, these are flowers from the Junk Journal Basics kit. So, yeah. Oh, good girl, sweetie pie. My daughter is helping me do some bits for my shop. So, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, well done. Thank you. Oh, I'm loving how that looks. How gorgeous. Absolutely scrumptious, isn't it? So, yeah, really, really love that. So let's just get those flowers out of the way. Oops, hold on, just, yeah. Right, let's put this one down here. Again, just being really lazy using my hot glue, you know, totally kind of overkill. Don't need to be using hot glue at all for this. This, yeah, probably a little bit on the big side, although I have got these little thingamybobs. So let's just try these. Now, at this point, these are not in my shop. I have made these for a little project that I've got on the go. It's not finished yet. Hopefully, by the time this video's gone up, these are in my shop. But yeah, I can't guarantee, I'm afraid. But the plan is you will get these in 2 different sizes. So this being the larger size, you would get them in a smaller size as well. But like I say, I'm just not sure at this point whether they are there in my shop or not. So, but yeah, I really am loving these a lot. So yes, very excited for these to go in my shop. I really hope that you guys love them. Oh my goodness, how scrumptious does that look? Oh my goodness, yes, I'm loving that. So, right, let's put this flower down. Okie dokie. That one, oops. And this blue one. Okay. Like that. And then this here. Okay. Like that. And yeah, this I'm kind of quite liking, just at that sort of droppy angle, to be honest. I hope that you think it looks nice too. Not just like really weird, but yeah, I quite like it like that. Now I'm just going to take this down because it's probably got a bit many, but let's just see if we might want one of those up there. Oops, I think I've got that upside down yet. Oh, where do we like it best? Up there? Or here? Here? Oh, I don't know. Probably there, I think. Okay, pop that down like that. Okay, oh, you know what I've forgotten to do here, don't you? We didn't do any of our shading. Ah, what a wally. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I couldn't think what it was. So again, just going to go in here, just do a little bit of shading here, and then I think maybe some here. Okay, right, let's get my wipe. Okay, and then just a little bit here, and just smudge that in. Okay, oh my goodness, I mean, that shading kind of does make a difference, doesn't it? It sort of like makes it look more, well, shaded, I suppose. But no, it kind of like gives it dimension, doesn't it? Kind of makes it look dimensional. Now, I'd like to edge around the edge of this. Edge around the edge? Yeah, edge around the edge. Now, do we want to edge around the edge in gold, or do we think that's like adding too many different colours now? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Or I have got some patina, which we could do. I've got this pretty green. Should we try the green? I mean, if the worst comes to the worst, I could always cut it down, couldn't I, in size, I suppose. Oh, gosh, look at that colour. I've not given that a shake. Patina, darling. No, patina. So, all right, let's give that another try. Oh, that's better. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether this is going to be a mistake, if I'm truthful, this colour. It might be, yeah, it might turn out to be the wrong colour, but anyway, let's give it a try. So, right, just going around the edge of this. Okay. And then just on the bottom, I think, here. A little bit in there. And maybe a little bit here. Okay. Right, what do we think? Do we like that patina? Do we think that was a good choice? Oh, it's a bit late now. It's on there. There's no coming back from that. It's not like you can remove it. So yeah, just have to hope for the best that you all think it was a nice finishing touch. Right, okay, so let's pull in the ones that we've done. Obviously, I do need to paint the back of this, but yeah, I'm not going to do that on camera now because I don't want to just bore you all to tears. But yeah, I will paint the back of that. Right, where are the ones that we've done? Right, we have got this one. She looks super pretty on there, doesn't she? And then we've got the man. That one. Obviously, like I say, they are quite soggy. I mean, he's very soggy, I have to say. So, yeah, once they're dry, I will obviously put them under a flat surface and then they'll kind of, you know, lay flatter. But, yeah, what do you think? I hope you like them. And like I said, I mean, to be honest, you could use these just as journal pockets. You know, they don't have to be, obviously, journal cards. But I thought by just, you know, painting over the back, it makes them quite nice to use as journal cards. So, you know, you could just pop them into a pocket or just paper clip them onto your journals. And, yeah, really kind of super pretty. So I hope you like them. Like I say, I mean, not really resembling martyrs at all. But, you know, we've taken elements from hers. So, yeah, hope you like them. I hope that you enjoyed the project. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.